It's very, very important that the stories of the daily life of the most vulnerable people when it comes to the effects of climate change is being told. It's being told to us who live in the other part of the world who are not, as vulnerable and as affected as the people living in the poorest countries of the world.
Eritrea is a very underreported country, and there are not very many journalists who can access Eritrea. I was very fortunate because of I sort of had been communicating with these officials, the environment ministry officials in Eritrea, who I found were quite remarkable. You know, they're just a team of 4 or 5 people, and they've been engaging the community, the global community, and trying to get some adaptation projects into their country, and I found that remarkable, and I kept emailing them for months.
Journalists are the ones deciding what is going to be in the newspapers and what is going to be in also the electronic media, so they have a huge power. And they have a huge power on what is going to be the public debate, so to say. And by this, they can, of course, influence the politicians around the world. So they have a huge responsibility, and they especially have a huge responsibility when it comes to telling the story of what is climate change about and how is this affecting millions of people around the world.
People generally have the impression that poor countries are just out here at Copenhagen at the COP15 just for money. It's not money. They just want the know-how, the technology to be able to make the change. Like Eritrea, they got the know-how to produce energy with the use of through wind, by putting up these windmills, and they're trying to do with the little resources they have, with the little know-how that they have all got from the West. So I think it's an example of a country what political will and what little resources and commitment can actually achieve.
Climate Change and Adaptation Award, and the winner is Jesper Kindra for his story on climate change focused on Eritrea. I very much hope that the work of the persons who are going to be awarded tonight will inspire other journalists to have a stronger focus on the issue of climate change, and especially of how this is actually affecting people living in the most vulnerable countries, because we need to tell their story.
Why did you choose Eritrea?
Because it was underreported, and I've discovered there were 4 or 5 environment official guys leading the Eritrea team who were sort of engaging the global community and trying to get projects for their country. I found that such a remarkable story, and I felt I had to go out and see these guys and see those projects. Sort of a victory for all those small people, for all the small countries. I think the winner is the story, really. It's an example to other poorer countries, and to sort of try to find their own ways to adapt, and it's sort of an information sharing kind of tool, and maybe sort of hopefully inspire countries, that this is what you can do. So that's how I see it.